We are prepared to fight. The fireworks, I mean the fire engine. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Rita Cosby.
Hi guys, and I would be honored to call either one of you my boyfriend.
We are prepared to fight.
You both smells great, ladies. I want you to know that too. When I gave him a hug when I saw him.
Controversy TV, Season 2, Bad versus Evil.
There's a lot of people who have a lot of different opinions, and a lot of these people never went to your church. No woman prime minister.
I won't support it.
I saw 2 Punch articles about you. All right, you read those articles?
I would say so.
There's email that's going around. There's more rumors about you. What do you think about? You read those emails that went around?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Controversy TV, Season 2.
Hello and welcome to Controversy TV. This is another Controversy TV exclusive.
Definitely.
We've had a lot of pastors on over 2 seasons. A lot of pastors, Simeon Hall and
Ian Broadway.
Yeah, we could go on and on all day. But today we have one of the most famous pastors in Bahamian history.
Yes, sir.
Every Bahamian in this country knows this man. But I got a problem with that statement because none of them knows this man. Today,
hold on. How could you know him and not know him?
Because they know him, but they don't know him. But today, everyone is going to get to know this man. We have a very, very special guest. We have the great,
Dun, 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 dun.
the great Apostle Leon Wallace. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing excellent.
Great, great, great. You have never done an interview in this country before.
Never. A lot of people have tried. I've been asked, but I never was interested in it. I don't too like it. I don't too like the limelight per se.
Wow.
So I stay away from it.
You don't like the limelight?
Yeah, I'm not too much for it. Except I really have to, then I don't.
You can't be a pastor and not like the limelight.
Well, you've got to understand, I think when I took on the pastoralship and role, it was not by choice per se. It was a call and a military command.
Wow.
And so it's almost as if you just do this or was the command given from God. So I kind of stay away from the limelight in a sense where I won't push myself. For an example, we have other radio program other than the one that I come on. They do a live broadcast once a year from our church, and I send it down to the other church because I think I've got enough.
Pastor, this is Controversy TV. I remember growing up, right? I thought y'all was a little controversial myself. This was the first church I ever saw dancing on TV. Man, I used to wake up on Sunday morning when your service come on. Man, that used to have me moving. You know, I never knew because I'm Baptist, so we were more reserved. This is my first time seeing a church where you could clap and dance and really praise the Lord. And I was like in awe.
And seeing it on TV.
As a matter of fact, from what I was taught, actually, at the beginning, I thought it was wrong, but with me being a rebellious child, I liked it.
I'll tell you something. You're not, or were not the only person. The story behind that is that when I took the first tape to ZNS, because we really were thinking simply about 8 weeks. I won't call the lady name, but she said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I'm interested in our church coming over on television." She took the tape from me, but I have, you can call it a bionic hair. And when she walked away from me, she said to the person, whoever it was in the other room, "If he think this junk coming on television,"
wow,
because nobody want to hear that noise 9 o'clock in the morning. Wow. He made a mistake. So I sat there and I smiled. And when the boss at that time passed by, he said, "Rev, what are you doing here?" And I said, "I just had the tape," and I called the name. "We would like to come over we'd like to start a program." We really only wanted to do it for 8 weeks. But the thing about it is, the first person I gave it to, and so he said to me, "We have to review it." So the first person I gave it to made the comment without even seeing the tape. Nobody want to hear that kind of noise at 9 o'clock in the morning. Wow. So when we came, that's why we carry the name Deliverance. we're not, we don't carry the name Pentecostal. We think we are more wilder, quote unquote, than the charismatic. And so we call ourselves deliverance, which simply means that we have been delivered, we have been liberated, and we can freely worship God in whichever way we choose to express it.
Wow.
And this is our form of worship, where we dance before Him. And we shabak, we make a loud noise. We might not have known the religious name for it at that time, but we were following instructions that we were persuaded was given to us by Him. And so it didn't matter us whether they understood it or not. I knew someday somebody would get it.
Wow. My friend, Dr. Miles Monroe, he had a similar story. You know, they rejected him when he wanted to go on TV. And they were saying that they didn't want to put anything religious on ZNS. And he had to show them that his church actually wasn't set up as a church. It was set up as a business. Therefore, they had to let them go on.
Right.
And he had to threaten to sue them. That's how he got on. You know, but I want to take it back. You know, we jumped the gun and talk about the church. But we got to talk about the early days.
Yeah.
We gotta get to know the apostle. You know, tell me about your early days. Where did you come from?
I come through the line of, and I always tell people, we mix. My father was out of Ragged Island, and he went to Eleuthera, Deep Creek, Eleuthera, then on to Greencastle. My father was Israel Wallace. My mother was Haiti Hepburn, and she married Wallace. She came from Orange Creek Island and then to Greencastle. Now, it's a very long story. She got to Greencastle because my grandfather, Granville Hepburn, was in charge of the Church of God. He was a district overseer for the Church of God. The pastor then, who pastored the Church of God, died. So he, being the district overseer, moved to Eleuthera to look after the church, fell in love with a woman, settled there, and my mother moved there to take care of him after he got sick. And hence, we hailed out of Greencastle, Eleuthera. Now, in Greencastle at that time was divided into sections. You had over the hill, out the road, down the road, up the road, oh yonder, and Dr. Bush.
I bet you can't say that again.
Oh yes. And so
I can relate to that.
So the Smiths, which were known as the richer people then, they lived up the road. The Millers were known as the richer people then, they lived over the hill. The Sweeting lives out the road, and the Sands live down the road. And so they were your richer people. We live O yonder, which was one step from Dr. Bush. Now, O yonder, there were no running lights. There was not even a road. To get to the house, you had to go through St. John's Native Baptist Church graveyard.
What?
No running water, no light, no road, because you was O yonder. And there were 4 houses there. The Butlers, ours, the Munnins, and the Nixons. The other people lived Dr. Bush, which I guess was poorer than us. We lived at that time, my parent had 9 children. 9 children. Believe it or not, I am the 4th to the last. And we all grew up in a 1-bedroom house. My mother died when I was 8 years old. My father died when I was 11, 12. And so I was left to rear my brother, who was 5, and my sister, who was 3, because all the other children were gone. So we were very, very poor, beyond poor.
Wow.
You know, there got to be a next name for poor. And that has been our condition for a number of years, many, many years. And so that's where we began, in Greencastle.
Wow. Growing up poor in Greencastle.
Growing up extremely poor. Like I said, it's beyond poor. I remember the only excitement then, they had what they called back then the Navy base. The Navy base was in Governor's Harbor. So once the school go on field trip, all of the children used to go to the Navy base. I wanted to go so bad. I had one black pants and the black pants ripped. So what I did was I took the prickle of the prickle barb, because we didn't have needle and thread, and I took a lot of them and stitched it up. But I had to walk close so it couldn't come apart because I wanted to go to the Navy base. I wanted to go to the Navy base to see what it was. And I literally had to borrow somebody's shoes. It didn't fit, but I made it fit.